Season 4 is here, but before I get started, I just want to say, my dream came true for one thing I've been asking for quite a long time now. I now have a Thunder plushie! Yeah, take a look at him, yeah! I finally released some plushies and figures of a dragon, and I managed to get hold of Thunder, who looks a little derp. He's a little derp, but it's made so well. Like, the fur is really soft. It's really quite nice fur on him. His face is just that little bit dirt, but I still love him. But I also managed to get a hold of feathers, and I absolutely love feathers. Admittedly, this because I love feathers in general, but I actually really love the plushie. The face is really good. Has like two-toned wings, which is really nice. The fur again is really well made. I really like this plushie. I really love all the little feathers and everything. It's really good. I really like it. So yeah, I got both of them. I had to. I love feathers and Thunder, so I'm really happy about that. And then the figures are okay. I don't own any at the moment. Thunder, the one with Thunder, is now just like, I can't find it anywhere, and I'm really sad about that, because that's at least the one that I wanted for my collection. But they look okay, besides the humans, who look like they've seen some things that they shouldn't see. Fly, my pretties! Hi guys, Blazie here, and welcome to this review of Season 4 of Dragons: The Nine Realms. So, if you're new to this, I like this show. Not a lot of people do, yet we already got in 4 seasons, a game, yeah, they made a game, and now figures and plushies, so it must be doing something right. I am a fan of this show myself, and whenever I see people hating on it, it's always for dumb reasons. Though there are legitimate ones as well. But as usual, I'll basically do a recap of each episode, because that's apparently how I do things, even though it takes up so much time. But that's how I do it. But before that, I will say, I enjoyed this season. There's 6 episodes, and 2 of them were pretty meh, I will say, but I enjoyed pretty much everything else. We get an ending of one story, we see just how evil Buzzsaw is, and the final 2 episodes were emotional and just so good. So anyway, here we go. We left off with Tom fighting a tube thing, Eugene joined the crew, and Buzzsaw has found dragons in the ice realm. So, starting off, they did add Eugene to the intro right at the end, so that's kind of funny. So Tom is spending a lot of his time trying to open the tube, and the whole episode becomes about obsession. And right away, Alex said something I feel to my very core.
I have a good feeling about this.
What does a good feeling feel like?
Damn. Now that's depressing. So they find out about the sequel that is at oddly cold temperatures, so they check it out and make sure that Tom joins in to get a whim away from the tube, with Thunder doing an oddly cute pouty face here.
We're going to check it out, and you're coming.
I'd really love to join, but
So Tom, Alex, and June go down the sinkhole and find the ice realm.
Fire realm, now an ice realm, make up your mind!
While D'Angelo and Eugene are out healing dragons. Thunder is all cute and happy sliding around on ice, but then gets caught in a trap by Buzzsaw. And from the sounds of it, he has been eating dragons. Yeah, like it's very much implied he is living out here eating them. And as usual, Buzzsaw talks way too much and Thunder frees himself. It's very adorable.
I've dreamed of this moment. Tonight, I'll feast on Lightning Bird, finally quenching my thirst for revenge.
The others fly overhead, and so Buzzsaw realizes they are teenagers flying on them. Thunder flies up and Tom sees a rope around his foot, realizing someone else is here. They go down and get the dragons to hide, and they do a terrible job at it.
Thunder, Feathers, Wu Wei, hide!
Feathers, you can go invisible. So they officially meet Buzzsaw, but he pretends to be a scared individual going by Keith. He lies on how he got here, says sorry for trying to trap dragons, and his leg is hurt. Every time the kids turn their backs on him though, he goes to kill Thunder, but he's always stopped in some way. June leaves to go get D'Angelo, the medic, while Keith then asks about dragons, and Tom and Alex just tell him everything like they have sensitive hearing, which comes into play in another episode I just realized while writing the script. So damn it guys for telling him that. And then they walk away to get more firewood, leaving Thunder all alone, and Buzzsaw goes to kill him, but luckily Tom took his hatchet to help with cutting wood. Alex at least isn't buying the whole thing and notices they have some kind of grudge going on, which Tom does now notice the hatchet has the name Leaded on it. Tom and Alex trick him into thinking they left Thunder alone, but they were watching him and so now know who he truly is. But then they pretty much take themselves out so stupidly, it's really stupid. But the others arrive and save the day, so now it's a matter of what to do about him. Bring him back to where he'll tell everyone, or let him run around the dragon world, where he'll just eat them all. They figure he's crazy, no one's gonna believe him, which, yeah, that's true enough. And at the end, mentions obsession can lead to an unhealthy life like Buzzsaw. And that's the end of episode 1. Episode 2 starts with them looking for a buzzsaw or a thing for the tube. They find a cave with some large footprints, and goddamn June says it could be a Yeti. Please shut it, June. I get the idea, but not everything has to be a myth. I say this every single season. Especially when it's all still just dragons. Like, if dragons exist, why can't a Yeti? That's what someone like June would say. But no, it's all dragons of this myth and that myth. It's absolutely the most annoying part of this show, I will say. Because that's her entire character. So a storm is coming, Alex and Eugene are waiting outside, with Feathers not getting along with Webmaster. And yeah, ends up being a bit of a weird Eugene and Alex episode. Like, they're kind of pairing them up. It's a little bit weird. But with the storm coming, the two go inside to tell the others, and then Feathers and Webs disappear. And they have no choice but to leave, which of course Alex and Eugene don't like. So, what happened to them then? They just walked off. It's a very stupid reason to have this plot. They do have this one awkward cute moment though. I really do feel sorry for Webbs, who is trying. Like, he runs ahead and makes a fire, and Feathers eventually accepts it and lies down, though something is out there. Yeah, you could have done that first to make them walk away. So Alex and Eugene bond over not having their dragons, so decide to go find them. There's a cute moment as Feathers is cold, so Wed's put his wings over her, but they are soon attacked. The others all meet up and go down and find the two trapped in ice, with a new dragon revealing itself covered in fur and even stands up on two legs. So of course, Jude thinks that's the Yeti myth, even though it has big frickin' wings and is clearly a dragon. Anyway, they fight, win, and at home Tom is looking into a tube and then accidentally breaks his Viking helmet. But turns out the Horde is actually the key to open it up, and inside is a book. Episode 3, they're fighting the Flamethrower Dragons, and Wu and Wei do a Dragon Ball Z key battle thing, but then get sick. Tom is looking for the book, and in it are pictures of the original group. So that's kind of just something that made me really happy to see.
I wonder if I'm related to any of these people.
You kind of look like him, but not as smart.
Which I saw someone being all like, that's not what the book looks like. Yeah, duh, because Hiccup would have made a new, updated one with updated information, you dimwit. But they can't read the wounds though, which Eugene tries to be funny here, and it's kind of subtle but kind of in your face, and I kind of hate it but kind of love it.
I wish I could read their names. This stuff's all written in runes.
You just got the book and it's already ruined. Take care of your stuff, bro.
So with the dragon being sick, of course, Jude turns into a Chinese myth of why the two have lost their breath. Because yeah, that's what happens, they can't do the breath thing anymore. It's... Wu and Wei end up grabbing Jude and fly off into the ice realm. Which, there's a mountain in the book that has a skull on it. Great job there, book. Great job, Hiccup, for just... that subtlety, just... Mountain bad, here's a skull, just... It's a little stupid. Anyway, Wei and Wu head to a mountain, which she once again claims is called Myth of the Dragon King, blah blah. The winds are too strong to fly in, so they climb it with June and Tom arguing because he wants to make sure everyone's safe. Poor Thunder has a very hard time climbing the mountain. And then Feathers made me They also almost die at one point, but next, they're fine, and once again, Feather's face is just so funny to me. Now on top, they suddenly have a drug trip.
Poison, gas, we gotta get out of here. Run. I am running.
But luckily the dragons save them with Plowhorn voring D'Angelo suddenly. Why does everything I watch have vor in it in some capacity? While Eugene is just being cradled like a baby, which is kind of cute, weird, kind of funny, you know, that kind of humor thing. So June and Tom argue again, blah blah. She does say she believes in her dragons. Like, yes, that's what it should be about. Not believing in myths to guide you when your dragon is dying. Like, she does go on to say, you're not the first one to think I'm crazy believing in myths. The problem is, you turn everything into a myth. Like, every single thing so far has been a dragon. Yet the Yeti was one you were like, oh, that must be the Yeti myth. I don't know why I'm so upset over this, I just really am. So on the mountain was another weird way type dragon, which I don't really know what they call them in this, but yeah, it's just another one of him. And this is so dumb. Tom is like, but there's nothing in the book about it, and then it flips out a page and dun, there it is. That's so dumb. Like, Hiccup would design a book like that. It's just a bit dumb. It's very cliche is what it is. So this dragon is huge, and I do like the coloring on it. I actually quite like it. It's definitely the alpha dragon, and basically in the image, it throws dragons into this volcano mountain thing, and so it just picks up Wei and Wu, and I honestly, like, in some scenes, it looks adorable, like a little plushie. It's kind of great. So they attack it, think it's gonna hurt them, and June, being wooed, is like, it wasn't only Vikings that knew of dragons, basically saying that, like, the Vikings got it wrong, that Hiccup got it wrong. It's like, even though he studies dragons and would have saved any dragon being thrown into it so he would actually know what's going on, this is kind of just stupid. Because, like, I get the point, but Hiccup knows better. Like, a lot of episodes in the TV show is like, they do think one thing, but then by the end of the episode, so within, like, a day, they know differently. And yeah, Hiccup would know differently, you know? Like, he wouldn't... Yeah, it doesn't work like they try to make it work. So they decide to trust him, he throws them in, blasts them, and it was essentially a hot spring inside with them now feeling better. Basically, they just needed a bath. That's really dumb and not much of a myth. That's kind of really stupid. All they needed was a bath to make them feel better. But then there's others of his species here too, so I guess this is his home, even though he comes from the Crystal Realm in like another little spa hot spring area. So, like, why didn't he just go there? 'Cause plot. Episode 4, Buzzsaw traps a dragon, but there's an even bigger dragon. Todd's mom shows the kids a crystal, which, like, she keeps on, like trying to investigate, trying to understand, and they recognize it, and so they lie about it. And so she's becoming, like, suspicious about them, basically, at this point. Also here, I will mention, Eugene keeps doing this weird click thing in, like, every single conversation. I don't remember him doing it in other times, only just this season. It's very kind of weird. It's fine, but he does it every goddamn conversation.
Totally saved your butt. Yeah, you know, flush out the other one that we didn't know was there. But I was right too, per usual.
So Alex's sensors are going off, so they go down to the ice realm, with Tom lying to his mum saying they're going to go fly his drone, which comes back into it later. They find Buzzsaw's cab and a series of cages made out of ice, which is really dumb. I'm sure, like, the dragons can, you know, breathe fire and melt it, or, you know, easily break it, because it's just thin icicles. It's really stupid. But I feel like it's part of the absurdity of Buzzsaw's character, and it does get even more stupid. Buzzsaw does show himself and has a whistle that he made to mimic dragons and control them, which I think is actually a pretty cool idea, because he knows they have sensitive ears, so yeah, bring that back. And now Buzzsaw is shown having his own dragon he can control. He does have him, like, tied down, but what makes this interesting is that it's a Timberjack, a dragon that was shown in the Book of Dragons in the first movie.
Timberjack, This gigantic creature has razor-sharp wings that can slice through full-grown trees.
And really briefly in the second movie that I wasn't even sure that's what it was. We never got to see them in a TV show either. It was the one dragon we never got to really see. Until now. And it works so perfectly with him since he is a logger. His job is taking down trees. So for him to get a timberjack, whose whole thing is that its wings are sharp enough to cut down trees, is an absolutely perfect choice for him, and a perfect way to introduce the timberjack. Though he hasn't bonded to the dragon, just kind of controls it. But yeah, I love that idea, and I hope it becomes his permanent dragon, because it works so well. So they end up kind of running off for now, and then later Tom sneaks into the cab to get the whistle, with the others waiting for his signal. Tom and Thunder end up getting trapped by a decoy whistle, while the mum comes home and sees the drone is still in his room, so knows he's lying. Buzzsaw now is calling himself the King of Dragons, which Tom starts to laugh at as a way to get him out of his situation, and mentions he doesn't even know how to fly a dragon. So Buzzsaw gets him out of the cave in the stupidest way.
Okay, Buzzsaw, let's get to work. You have a lot to learn.
Like, they could have escaped so easily if they just lifted them. Oh, that's all. That's so dumb. But again, that's what kind of makes it hilarious. I'm sure it's not intentionally funny, but at the same time, it might be, because yeah, that's how I'm seeing it. It's just the absurdity of Buzzsaw. Because it's like, he is a good wood carver. We have seen him carve stuff out of wood, so why not just make it a big wooden cage? It's really stupid, but again, it's kind of funny to me. So now Tom helps him to train his dragon, but more so just to steal the whistle, and so hilarious hijinks ensure, even going on a test flight with Buzzsaw, so that's his first time flying a dragon.
I'm actually flying! Bow down, creatures of the icy world, to your new leader, Buzzsaw, King of Dragons!
The others stop waiting for the signal and go free dragons, while Buzzsaw then hears it and just throws Tom off the dragon. So basically sending him to his death, which is kind of just, damn Buzzsaw, but it's just hilarious as well.
No, it's not what you think.
I think this is where you get off!
But they free Thunder in time, so he is saved. Buzzsaw, though, doesn't know how to control the dragon, so they just crash down, and, like, the animation department actually, like, did something here with, like, his hair flopping about everywhere. I don't know, it just seemed like a very different kind of take. So now he gets up to go to blow the whistle, but Tom switched it for the decoy. Tom blows it to tell the dragon to leave, so he flies off with Buzzsaw caught in its rope still and gets dragged off with it. Never to be seen again. Literally, he's not seen in the rest of the season. I am really hoping that it becomes his dragon in the end, because he's still technically, like, with it, he's still tethered to it, so I really hope that those two become bonded. Like, I can see that's how they make him become good, like, he starts to bond with this dragon. But again, I just feel like the Timberjack is a great choice. And then Tom comes home late, Mum wonders where he's been, which of course, he lies, which she knows he did. Episode 5, Tom and Thunder are flying around, break one of Buzzsaw cages, then something is coming, and Tom just pulls out a freaking sword out of nowhere, which, I mean, he has one in the previous season. He's been talking about making a lightning sword for a while. He just hasn't used it. Like, we just haven't seen it this season is all. Especially now that, like, it looks so different. But now, Thunder senses something and runs off and finds a baby nightlight.
Is that what I think it is?
Finally, he has found a family member, which is what Thunder has been looking for. This is where the season becomes much more interesting, with Tom realizing it's the same species and assumes it's his little brother, which is very cute.
You two obviously know each other, don't you? Wait, is this your little brother?
But he is hurt, so they take him to D'Angelo and name him Shadow.
He needs a cool name, like Blood Shadow, or Death Shadow, or Blood Death Shadow.
It then steals Tom's sword, which D'Angelo at least mentions he finally finished it, meaning, okay, it wasn't complete yet. Which then Thunder acts all big brother to control the little dude. The others go get supplies, so leave the dragons to look after Shadow. The mum catches them and asks what they're doing, and they badly lie. The dragons are doing their best to deal with the little dude, but they ain't having fun.
Is he a handful, pal?
Realizing he probably wants to go home and is Thunder's family, so he should know where they are, they decide to have him lead the way. Here, though, D'Angelo calls it a nightlight.
Maybe nightlights are fast.
Which is what it is. However, they don't know that. They don't know what a Night Fury or a Light Fury is. They just call him a lightning dragon. So I'm gonna assume this was a mistake in the script, as they never say it again, at least, thankfully. They enter a cave that leads to a new realm, though deal with some traps, meaning others have been here, but also realize the traps are meant for humans, with one of the traps paralyzing Eugene for a time, of course. But now they reach the end of the cave and find the new realm, but I don't know what to call it. They never give a name, it's just a realm at the moment. And here, finally, Thunder finds his family. 2 more baby nightlights come out, and then 2, I assume, are his parents come out to greet him. So he has found his family, yay, and I'm gonna cry. This was one of the major storylines that I guess is now resolved. Which at first the dragons don't trust them, but D'Angelo heals up one of them, and now everyone's happy and playing around. It's all very cute as like Thunder shows off, but it gets sad as Tom realizes this is goodbye.
What if he chooses to stay? I just realized that this might just be goodbye.
Then back with Mum, she's trying to call Tom, but he ain't answering, and I love his voicemail message because I feel that.
This is Tom's voicemail, but why are you calling me when you can text? Get with the times!
So the dragons go up to a place and bow down with Thunder making Tom bow, which is cute as hell, and I guess like the eldest dragon comes out, and I was honestly like, is this Toothless? Are they gonna like say that Toothless is still alive? Like the way that it was filmed, the way that it was done, like not filmed but animated, I should say, the camera work very much made it seem like they did this huge reveal. It was very interesting, that's for sure. I mean, in the book, Toothless is a dragon that could live for thousands of years, and so technically is still alive to this day. But obviously this isn't the book series, but yeah, it's just another nightlight who welcomes Thunder home, who then goes behind Tom and pushes him forward like, here, meet my dad, he may murder you, but so be good. Which Tom does try to do his best, but then damn Shadow takes his sword and starts to play with it, which quickly Tom stops and apologizes for, but then Shadow blasts his sword, sending lightning out and hitting the old dude, knocking him down. And so the rest of the family get real mad. Even though they clearly saw who did it, that's kinda dumb. That's kinda really dumb, but whatever. The dragons attack with Tom's like getting a sword and showing he can deflect and redirect lighting, but he doesn't want to fight, so he puts it down, but Grandpa still blasts him with Thunder protecting him. So the fighting stops, but Thunder needs to go with his family. So time for goodbyes. And yeah, it was very sad. Like they used the same music when he first touched it, that sounded wrong. But like when he first put his hand on his head, that sounds wrong. You get what I mean. You get what I mean, this moment here.
You belong now. You're the best friend I've ever had. You always will be.
So yeah, quite sad, but it's clearly not the end, so it's not that sad. Same time, the mum is going through his droid footage and at one point sees the cave they go down with some kind of light. And then as the others go to leave, Shadow comes running to them and their home is now destroyed. That's the end of that episode, and now episode 6, they're tracking down whatever attacked the family, go into a cave, and find a major discovery. A table! So believe someone hanged out there, and then they light up the place, and on the wall is a giant painting of Hiccup and his family, including Toothless. because this is something that I became suspicious of. Because then, like, if Hiccup wrote about the mountain and all that, and what it does, and, like, this dragon and everything, that must have mean he went on more adventures. And so, yeah, this absolutely confirms that. That after meeting Toothless again, Hiccup went on more adventures with maybe his family to help others if dragons were discovered, and explore the hidden world. Honestly, this just makes me very happy that they kept on exploring the world together. It was not the end of Hiccup and Toothless. It wasn't like simply like they met up that one time at the end of like the movie when he's older and just say, yeah, here you go, here's dragon kids, and then they kind of went home. It's like, no, he kept on going on adventures. This is what I needed. This makes me very happy. I also like only Toothless is there, not the Light Fury, not Toothless's kids. Also, no Stormfly for Astrid. So, a part of me thinks, like, it could have easily just been the artist messing up and just, like, not putting all this in and all that. It could easily be that. But my canon, what's going on in my head, what I like to think, is that this is just Hiccup by himself with Toothless, and he just, like, drew up his family, as that's what he knows. I also just like that Hiccup looks like a tall, chiseled chin bloke. Yeah, Hiccup definitely drew that. So yeah, as you can easily guess, I felt very emotional with this. Like, my heart is so attached to this franchise that this kind of stuff is gonna hit me like a truck. But oddly, and probably the best part, Hiccup forgot his leg.
So, mallet. All pretty standard. But what is this thing?
I love that, and love that Tom just takes it and puts it in his bag. Also, Eugene is the only one who actually knows what it is. Of course.
Nah, looks like a fake leg to me.
Fake leg? Come on, man.
Shadow wanders off, and I find Thunder and the rest of them. The big grandpa dragon comes out all angry, and then just spits out another dragon's tooth, and I figure it's what attacked him. But damn, like, did he just like have that in his mouth waiting until they showed up so he could just be all like, Patooey! There, that's what attacked us. Tom's mom is sneaking off to find a cave, but comes across Sled Kid, who I completely forgot about, and she wants to know what's going on, later getting someone to spy on her, which doesn't work. So Grandpa gets the humans out of the cave, being protective, basically like he blames Tom. But then they get attacked right away, but Tom is saved by Thunder, who comes out of the cave, and then a snow wave comes out of hiding and easily takes out the dragons. But then Grandpa Dragon comes out to fight while the kids run off into a cave. Tom blames himself for everything that happened, but in the end figures out something to do, to lure into traps, much like the cave they walked through. Tom, being the only one with a dragon, distracts the snow wave so the others can get theirs. He tries to trick the dragon into traps, but it's too smart for him. But Thunder sets it off and poisons the dragon with his own tooth basically laced in the paralyzing stuff, which Grandpa was watching the whole time, not helping of course, but just watching. But turns out, of course, there's another snow wave which attacks Tom and Thunder, and then they both fly off together. So now Grandpa comes down as Tom wakes up and he passes him his sword. So Tom flies on the Grandpa Dragon using his sword, but using his Dragon's Lightning to charge it up and shoot out, which dragons can also just shoot lightning, so I don't see the point of this. Maybe it could charge up more power, is what I'm gonna guess, but it's still kinda odd. It does do something better later, so it's okay, that makes a little sense. So the next scene, I'm kinda sad about this, I don't know how I feel. So they get shot down, and Tom now on the ground with the wave coming in, grabs Hiccup's foot and uses it as a weapon, that then pins the snow wave's mouth open, and then he eats it. So once again, Hiccup loses a foot to a dragon. And that's kind of funny. I'm a little sad that Memento is gone, but I'll take it as Hiccup saved his life. So Tom, Thunder, and Grandpa fight the dragon. Shadow at one point returning his sword, but then Tom just instantly almost dies. But of course, he's fine. But then they combine both their lightnings together into the sword. So yeah, using it more effectively. And scares off the dragons, saving everyone. So now, once again, time for goodbyes.
Thank you.
And again, very sad with them saying goodbyes to Shadow and all the little ones they grew to love. And again, was very emotional to me because I'm a sucker for this crap.
It's time for us to go.
So, of course, I was tearing up, and absolutely did when a grandpa stands by Thunder and then sees how upset he is, so he pushes him to tell him, it's okay, you could be with your friend. And Tom realizes this, and so runs out to hug him, and yay, happiness.
Oh, come here. I guess you're coming with me.
They stay together, yay. Like, I obviously expected that, you know, but it's still just, my heart. At least he found his family. He knows they're okay and where to find them. I think that's the important part. The episode doesn't quite end there, though, as Tom and Thunder arrive back to the base, but it ain't empty. His mum is there waiting for him and sees Tom and Thunder.
Tom? Mom!
Dun dun dun. So, that's the end of the season. So we get an ending to Thunder's story, more Buzzsaw slowly turning into a true villain, and now the mum knows about dragons. I'm very excited for the next 2 seasons and really did love the last 2 episodes. Overall, I had fun with this season, even though I don't like anything with June. And I'm weirded by them kinda pairing up Eugene and Alex, and just Eugene constantly making weird clicking noises is kind of weird and annoying. But yeah, they're a very odd pairing. There are some cute moments, a lot of cute moments. I absolutely just love a lot of Feather's faces she does. I absolutely love her. So yeah, overall, I enjoyed it for what it is. It's a solid 8 out of 10 Foxes for me. Hope you guys enjoyed the review. I know these are long, so to everyone who stays to the end, thank you. Please don't forget to give the video a like and subscribe to my channel because I'll love you if you do. Hit that bell icon, and this Fox says, be who you want to be. Alright guys, bye for now.